Good morning and welcome to the Zach Ratliff Show. I'm Zach. Glad to be with you and glad you're with me. First of all, I'd like to thank God for another day alive, another day in the greatest country He's ever put on the face of this earth. Nothing's possible without Him. So, anyway, thank you, Jesus. And there we go. Okay, look, I know Iran is on the mind, the bombing campaign, and I'm just going to be honest. There's nothing I can tell you that you probably haven't seen on the news. I will give some opinion about that a little bit later, but I want to cover some stories that I started highlighting to myself through text message and whatnot on Friday that I felt like were going to be missed anyway. And now there's a really big chance that they'll be missed and not followed up on. So let me see where I was. Let's see. So, number one, appeals court extends order allowing Trump to deploy the National Guard to L.A. Good. This is a big deal. This was the biggest story around until the Iran thing. The president should have that ability, and that's on CBSNews.com. So the appeals courts are finding that he is doing, was within his obligations. Now, I thought this was interesting. This is from Dinesh D'Souza. Out of 4 million slaves in 1860, because this was, like I said, on Friday afternoon, this was out, so the day after Juneteenth. Out of 4 million slaves in 1860, Republicans owned fewer than 100, ignoring minor third parties. Virtually all the slaves in the country were owned by Democrats. This fact absolves the U.S. for slavery and puts the blame squarely where it belongs, on the Democrat Party. That's exactly right. And everybody talks about this. Well, the parties switch sides. I don't think you can historically show that. I don't see where that exists. It doesn't seem so to me. Now I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not the dumbest either. I can read and I can go back through history, and I don't see that it ever happened. Now the lies may have changed. The way it's presented may have changed, but the overall ideology it's never changed. And so I just felt like that was going to be missed on Friday. And then here's this from Stephen Miller on. Well, it's not Stephen Miller. It's from Aaron McIntyre. We need more affordable housing. Okay, deportations. We need to cut welfare spending. Okay, deportations. We need to lower the ratio of students to teacher. Okay, deportations. We need to reduce the drug and human trafficking. Okay, deportations. You see how that works? You want lower insurance rates? Stop having people in here that don't pay insurance, right? I mean, there are so many things. There's so many just issues from all the illegal. There's 2 million illegals housed in Texas. So there's that. Oh, I don't want to go any farther without thanking our sponsors, Church on the Rock, Texarkana, Mortgage Financial Services here in Texarkana, and Elmwood Custom Goods. And without those three, this show wouldn't be possible. So thank you to them. And go to their websites, check them out. You can find it on my Zach Ratliff Show Facebook page if you so desire. Now, here's something that came out Friday that I thought was interesting. The Democrat National Committee is out of money. What's also interesting is that the USAID, United States Agency for International Development, is also out of money. We've shown that it was a funnel for many things. We've shown that they were funneling money through it. Now, I'm not just going to say that they were giving money straight to the Democrat Party, but it's interesting that they both went broke at the same time. Things that make you say, not things that make you say, that's a whole different world. Okay. And here's something that came out on Friday. The U.S. Supreme Court, and you can find this on Proud Elephant at X.com. The U.S. Supreme Court just struck a massive blow to the EPA and radical Democrats' climate agenda by allowing producers to challenge California's EV emission standards, citing economic harm from reduced gasoline demand. What? It's going to be bad for the economy? Who would have thought? Good on the Supreme Court on this. Good job. This is what we need. It's time for this is what we need. It's time to start taking some wins right here. That isn't really relevant now due to, this is just saying revealed. This is from the ShivaWorld.com. Israel's Operation Narnia wiped out Iran's top nuclear scientist with a secret weapon. And what they won't disclose how they killed them all in different places at the same time. They have some weapon that was able to just kill them. And so they won't say what that is. Now, I don't know if that, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it's science fiction or if it's a, team, but multiple teams of guys that could all, communicate. Whatever it was, they all died at the same time. And, you got to watch out for the Mossad, man. They're going to take up for Israel unabashedly. So, good job. All right, letter to the FBI from shooting suspect made wild claim. Because let's remember, 2 Democrat lawmakers they had attempted assassinations on them. One of them was successful for not supporting all these handouts to illegals in Minnesota. So, letter from the FBI shooting suspect made wild claims about Klobuchar and Walz. Minnesota political assassin Vance Bolter reportedly told the FBI in a letter that Tim Walz instructed him to take out Senator Amy Klobuchar. Now, he could look, if you're going to go kill a bunch of people, you could have just made up a letter. I don't know how much credence to give this. It's weird that he would say that, but it's weird that he would go kill people. So take it for what it's worth. I mean, it's a letter by a deranged lunatic. So, there's that. Now, here's something I found very interesting. This is on Roman Helmet Guy on X.com. PBS releases a 30-minute documentary on how Muslims influenced Thomas Jefferson and the Founding Fathers. Yes, they did. They influenced us to create the Marines. The Barbary Pirates were such a brutal force that we had to create the Marines to fight them. That's why Jefferson created the Marines. It was 100% due to Muslim influence. Turns out what they're doing in the Strait of Hormuz now and what they're doing off the Horn of Africa now is what they've been doing since we were created. The Marines exist due to Muslim pirates. So PBS left some of that out, of course, because why would we ever tell the truth? And then, like I said, I'm just going to go through some highlights from the weekend up until, once the bombing started, when it took over the news cycle in Iran. There's that. Stephen Miller says the true number of illegal aliens in greater Los Angeles must have been higher than anyone ever imagined. Free food, free housing, education, medical care, and welfare for untold millions. He's right. And so maybe that's what these protests are about. Maybe the number is so high, because what are they saying? There's like 34 seats now in the House of Representatives, U.S. House of Representatives, that without the illegal population wouldn't exist. Because remember, you don't have to be a citizen to be counted for the census. You just have to be here. Well, that doesn't necessarily seem right to me. But also, they don't invite me to the meetings. So no one asked, Let's see what else we've got. Oh, I lost my place. Oh, and this gets into Saturday at 11 at night. This is on MAG 1775 on X.com. Under the War Powers Resolution of 1973, the President has the authority to launch limited military action without formal declaration of war. Also, I think that's Article 2 of the Constitution. I mean, so all of this about the President can't do what he's doing and can't make all this happen. That's not exactly true, and I'll get into that. I've got some more articles about that. They're just not in line, so I'll get to that more. Now, this is one thing I think I did post it on X, but also that I've said is this came from a Pentagon reporter on MAGA Voice on X.com. This Pentagon reporter says, in my 18 years at the Pentagon, I've never seen such operational security. No leaks, nobody speaking about this. Major win for Pete Hegseth. I agree. Our military showed how awesome they were, and the Trump team showed how well put together they are and could be. So, that's awesome. Let's see. Too depressing to write this last night, but after we got off air, oh, just another one, just backing that point up. Yeah, so I've sent myself the same article like 4 times in a row. So I sent myself this because it was funny. It's from Wall Street Apes on X.com. It says, Denver, Colorado says it's not laying off employees to fund illegal. Denver, Colorado announces mass layoff of city workers. They will be substantial because they are going broke. Yeah, we're not going to lay you off because of the illegals, but we're going to lay you off because we're going broke because we have so many illegals. The train of thought on all this stuff is amazing. I just don't understand whether it's and look, even on this Iran thing, I've been with you. I don't think we should put any boots on the ground. We should just let them be what they're going to be. However, Iran has been saying that they're going to take out the great Satan, which is America, and then the little Satan, which is Israel. Well, same with this. This is happening. Same with this Colorado thing. You know that you're going to have to pay this money. You know that you don't have this money. It's just that simple. In my mind, anyway. Golly. All right, let's see. Times Obama dropped bombs but didn't declare war. Just in case everybody forgot. Libya, 2011. Pakistan, 09 through 16. Yemen, 09 through 16. Somalia, 09 through 16. Iraq and Syria, 14 through 16. See, here's the deal. Obama never got approval from Congress because he didn't need it. We didn't call for it because he didn't have to. That's the way it works. He's the president, commander-in-chief. You're trying to tell me he can't do anything inside the country, can't do anything outside the country? What is it, just a placeholder? It's amazing. This comes from DC Drano, which I look at a lot of his stuff. He's on Instagram and on X.com. Do these shrieking congressmen not know anything about the War Powers Act? Trump has 60 days before needing Congress's approval. And then he goes, on to talk about the 20 different countries Obama. And let's not forget, Obama took out an American citizen with a drone. Now, albeit they were in a different country doing things that weren't to our interest. However, they were an American citizen, and he took them out with a drone. He personally didn't do it. He ordered that it happened. I mean, so he was killing American citizens. So let's never forget that. So the foreign minister of Iran delivers a speech while in Istanbul. Okay, this is how much we're not at war with Iran. But to get home, due to Israel having the Iranian airspace shut down, he had to ask Israel to be allowed to fly back in without being shot down. And so Israel could have taken them out, or we could have taken them out. It hadn't happened. So for everybody saying we're looking to make war, if you're looking to make war, you take out that foreign minister. We didn't. He asked for permission to get home and got home safely. That tells the story. That tells the story. And then all these Democrats are lying once again, saying that, we weren't made aware, which I wouldn't make them aware either. We just talked about how there were no leaks in this operation. Turns out the White House did, in fact, give courtesy calls to brief congressional Democrat leaders prior to bombing Iran's nuclear facilities, per Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. That's exactly right. But it doesn't matter, just like Nancy Pelosi now saying that Trump didn't ask for any National Guard during the January 6th thing. It doesn't matter. They don't expect most people to follow up and to research what they say. So anyway, that's where we are. That's the update through the day. We'll be back. I'll have more on it tomorrow. We'll try to get some guests in here this week. Either way, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you have a great day. I hope God blesses each and every one of you. And we'll be back and do it all again tomorrow.